Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, also known as Amanda. And you? What's your name? You ever introduce yourself around here? You ever get down in the comments and just let the people know who you are, what you are, how you are, when you are? What century do you come from, my love? Do you have past lives? Have you ever touched them before? I have a lot of questions and a lot of random accents. And I also have this beautiful red tiger's eye that I'd like to show you before we get going. You see that? Do you see it's like a volcano, an eruption? Oh my goodness. I can already sense what the channeling is going to be. So before I get into it, let me tell you a little bit about what I do here, because I can feel you've just arrived. You've arrived from somewhere magnificent, and it's time for me to refresh your memory. Here in the house, I'm a humble host. I read tarot, talk to the dead and the living, read minds, levitate on my free time, maybe. I'll never tell. And I channel. I can channel all kinds of things. I channel into music, channel into songs, channel into books. Recently, I've been writing a great many songs and completed a book that is on the hunt for a publisher. Shoot me an email if you'd like to be the one. But another thing that I do is channel source, spirit. And the only reason that I'm able to do that with any effectiveness whatsoever is probably blind luck. But it's also the result of a very strong meditation practice that can sometimes go on for hours a day. It's a lifestyle, and it's a devotion to the white light within. An interesting path I've chosen. It's like a nun or a priest without the beautiful paraphernalia or the loving community. Well, I have a loving community, but it's not made of brick and mortar, which is why I've opened my house to invite people into it. Not literally. I will invite you directly if that's ever possible, but I mean here, virtually. That's what the Little Reader's house and the Little Reader's world, which is our Patreon, stands for, is a place where individuals who are looking to touch the light that resides within themselves, not within me. I'm simply a conduit to remind you of what you're capable of. That's what this place is for. So welcome and thank you so much for being here. Once you touch the light a few times and you build that familiarity with what it is to be identified as the all that is, rather than the temporal fleeting form. Once you feel a love like that, really feel it. It seems that it's possible to reach up and touch it again. So that's what I do. That's what I'm blessed to be permitted to do at this juncture of time, space, reality. So here we are. And the message is already coming through. First, it moves me like a physical sensation. And occasionally in channeling, I feel this urge to run or leap or even fly. Other times, it's a complete and utter stillness that takes over. That absolutely stops me to my core. Can even cease the breath down to an almost imperceptible level. And today, it's an explosion. If my heart could make a sound, what would it sound like? And that's the question for you today. Wow. I might weep. I will weep. And you're invited to weep also. It's a beautiful part of the spiritual practice that we hold here in the house. Let the heart move you. If your heart could sing, what would it sound like? If your heart could speak, what would it say? You. You right there. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. You have a direct link to that light I spoke of earlier. I don't know why I have to do that gesture. Like it's fake. That light. Oh no, it's real, baby. That's how you're alive right now, obviously. It's what's animating you. Just as it animates you, by no random chance for the record, you have access to that light. To really feel it. To really be one with it. And if you've never felt it before yet, in your recent memory, in this human incarnation, as the kids say, allow me to assure you that it's your destiny. It's your destiny. Because from that light, what you call you, the body, the mind, the heart, emerged. And once those lay down, you'll join the light again. So it's your destiny, it's inevitable. However, you can feel it now. And you might have already felt it before. Did fits and starts without realizing what it was. And you might have blamed it on the thing that moved you. Like, oh, well, when I was in love with that person, I did feel a love that made me feel alive. When I was at that concert, I did feel a sensation, an upliftment at that festival, at that rave even, that made me feel alive. When I was in nature, in the mountains, with the trees. Oh, get this, looking at the rolling green hills and the beautiful blue lakes of Switzerland. Yes, I did feel something, a little something. Every human being has a set of magic keys that exist in the external environment. And you find those keys one at a time, and they appear as experiences, as people, as places, as things. Some of the keys are quite poisonous. At least we judge them that way because they have a destructive effect, like drugs, particularly highly addictive ones. For others, those keys we judge them as positive because they have a holistic effect, nature. But it is given to the path of every individual to have a set of keys pre-programmed, so don't blame yourself, beautiful soul, that exposes them to love, unfathomable love. And the journey, the path is to use the keys to open the door to the source which lies within us. So often we go back to the keys and try to jam it in the door and use that same key again and again to get the love to activate. This can become addiction, but the hit just isn't the same. We continue to return to the festivals. We continue to snort or inject or smoke the substance. We continue to have the physical experiences. We continue to board the planes or to go back to the place without realizing, oh, those were keys meant to unlock the door within ourselves. To let us know that it's possible to have such an experience, to introduce us to it, but not to deify the key itself as the God that provides the experience. You feel me, beautiful soul? I know you do. So, what we're channeling here is that you have the master key to open to great love at any time. But what Spirit wants you to know is that there's no need to rush it. In fact, please don't, my sweet friend. Don't rush it, don't force it, don't blame or guilt yourself for feeling bad or tired or hopeless or apathetic or fucking done. Sorry, just slipped out. Whoops. We try to keep it slightly clean, but this is not a place for the children, love. Sorry, kids. Maybe at another time, but for now, we do be dropping that F-bomb. And, other bombs. But rather than take thyself, thy beautiful self, and blame you for not feeling good because the key stopped working, the person left you, the relationship ended, the sex just don't hit the same, the heroin is now just to get by versus to get high. Let that go, beautiful soul. Let it go. And if you're not blaming yourself, if you're blaming the world, same thing, by the way. Blaming the circumstances, blaming the issue, blaming the problem because you can't get high on love anymore. Let that go too. Let's breathe on it. Flare those nostrils, baby. All is well, beautiful soul. And you are the source and the well of the good feelings, and they're going to arise when the time is right for them to arise, and not a moment sooner. You think you're in charge of this shit? Think again. Oh yeah, the mind would have you believe that. We've got a whole transmission on this about free will, but yeah, the mind will tell you, of course you're in charge. You can do anything you want. No, you can't. If you could, you would have done it already. So relax. You're exactly where you're meant to be. That's why you're there. Here is perfect. All is well. We're not going to unlock the love in your heart by trying. We're going to unlock the love in your heart. Here we go. By accepting you exactly as you are right now. Warts and all, love. We're going to unlock the love in your heart by understanding that you don't need to feel good to be valuable. We're going to unlock the love in your heart by telling you that if you could have done better, you would have done better. But you simply played out the patterns exactly as they were meant to be played out. And no blame, shame, or guilt is required. As much as the mind likes to do its job by placing a judgment on everything. Thank you, beautiful mind. It ain't required. You're bigger than the mind. You're bigger than the body. You're bigger even than the heart. You're the breath. You're the life. You're the love itself. And you'll know it when it's time to know it. And you'll get there when you get here with me right now. So shed your tears. Feel all the feels. Fear not. If you've done nothing wrong and you never could. There is a force that is you, while simultaneously pretending to not be you. We call that You. And you are going to merge right when the moment's right. Some call it the rapture. Some call it the second coming of the Christ. There are a load of inappropriate jokes in there, but we won't even go there right now. You're seen, beautiful soul. You're loved. You're known. And if you can love yourself exactly as you are right now, with all the addictions, with all of the rage, with all of the frustration, the confusion, the angst, the escapism, the diversions, trying not to be nailed down. Even if you're trying not to be seen, you came to the wrong place for that, my love. Sorry. This community sees like no other, chooses to see, and to know that all is well and all is divine. If you can love yourself here and now as imperfect, you will come to know yourself as perfect. That's the message of our day. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure holding space with you today, my sweet friend. Thank you for moving me, as you always do. A reminder that this moment is just breathtakingly and inexplicably perfect. You remind me of that. Now, learn to remind yourself of that. You can do it. We've got the tools. If this video moved you in any way, I'm going to ask you to share it, especially on Facebook. That's what Spirit's all about right now. Share these videos on Facebook, evidently. So if you got one, share it with your friends. Until we meet again, I'm sending you all of the love I've got. It's always more. It's never less. Because you are so very worthy of it. I love you.